Hi Yarny friends, I'm Sara Sach. Welcome back to my crochet channel, and welcome to another edition of Friday Fun Day. Now this is a headscarf. It has 12 inches here, and then of course you can tie this as tight as you would like. Now I got this request to make this probably last fall for a spring wedding, and she wanted them made in lavender, white, and pink. And she's giving these to all of her bridesmaids and flower girl because they're having an outside wedding, and she thought it might be kind of fun for the rehearsal dinner when they do their rehearsal to everybody have a fun headscarf with a heart in it. And then they can wear it whenever they want, because remember, hearts are not just for Valentine's Day or weddings. They're for any time of year because we all love the shape of a heart. And this is a really simple and easy pattern, so I thought it was perfect for Friday Fun Day. And it'll fit anybody and any size head. And you can even make the ties longer if you want to. And it's super fun. We start from the point and work our way up. And of course, as you saw from the pictures and the videos at the beginning, that I didn't use the colors in the same order. I did it with the other colors, the pink and such, that's a little darker. And so you can make this in any colors that you want to. It's just a super fun headscarf. And I don't know about you, but here in Oklahoma, when we get those winds, it's nice to have these when I'm out working in the garden or just sitting outside reading, because I do love to try to get my 15 minutes of sunshine in every day if possible. Now, as always, I have a written pattern on my blog with lots of pictures and information, and I'll put that blog link down in the notes underneath this video. To make the headscarf, you're going to need some medium weight number 4 yarn. Now, I'm using acrylic. This is all acrylic that I had on hand. Some of it is Red Heart Super Saver, some of it is Premier Basic, and I don't even know for sure what the purple one is. It might be Premier Basic also. Okay, either way, any medium weight number 4 yarn will work. If you want to make this in cotton, you can, but you need to make sure you use a medium weight number 4 cotton as well. All right, you're going to need 2 ounces for your main color, and then a 1/2 ounce for your 2 other colors, the white and the pink. Now, I used 3 colors because that's what was requested, but you can do this all in one color if you want to. You could use striping yarn, variegated yarn, whatever yarn that you want to use. One thing I have learned when doing the filet shapes in yarn is when you use a super busy yarn, like a super variegated, it has lots of color changes, sometimes the heart shape doesn't show. And so I usually use a yarn that has a long striping appearance, or maybe a solid or an ombre. Okay, but you can get in your yarn stash and come up with lots of different fun colors. So 2 ounces for your main and a 1/2 ounce for your other 2 colors. All right, we're going to be stitching with an H-hook, 5mm crochet hook. You need a needle for weaving in ends and a pair of scissors. All right, I've got my main color. We're going to make our slip knot and chain 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now we're going to stitch 2 double crochets in the 4th chain from the hook. We're going to count that chain 3 as 1, and then we're stitching 2 double crochets and chain 3. All right, so we count our chain 3 and then 2 double crochets for row 1. So that gives us a total of 3 double crochets. And then we chained 3. We're going to turn our work. We're going to place a double crochet in the first double crochet. Then we'll place a double crochet in the next. And then we'll place 2 double crochets in that last stitch. And that stitch there is our chain 3 that we skipped at the beginning. All right. Whoops, lost my hook there. So we have 2, 3, 4, 5 double crochets. We're going to chain 3 and turn our work. Now we're going to place a double crochet in that first stitch. We'll stitch 1 double crochet in the next 3. 1, 2, 3, and then 2 double crochets in that last stitch. And so you can see how we're forming the point at the bottom of our head scarf. All right, and I'm going to chain 3. All right, so on row 1, that string out of the way there. On row 1 we had 3. On row 2 we have 5. And on row 3 we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 double crochets. So we're increasing. All right, so now we're going to do this for 2 more rows, and then we'll start our heart. All right, so double crochet in that first stitch, which increases 1 on that side. Then we'll stitch 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 2 in the last. 1 and 2, and chain 3. And so for row 4 we have 9 double crochets because we increased at the beginning and end of our row. So we'll turn our work. Again, we'll stitch in that first stitch, and then we'll stitch in 1 in each, working all the way across until we reach that last double crochet, and then we'll place 2 double crochets in that last double crochet. And on the next row we're going to start making our heart. All right, so I'm going to place 2 double crochets in the last and chain 3. And so for row 5 we have 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 double crochets. Now we're ready for row 6. So we're going to turn our work. We're again going to place a double crochet in the same stitch, or the first stitch. All right, and now we're going to double crochet in the next 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now we're going to chain 1 and skip the next double crochet and stitch 1 double crochet in the next 4. 1, 2, oops, there we go, 3, and 4. And that leaves that last stitch, and in that last stitch we're going to place 2 double crochets, 1 and 2, and chain 3. All right, so now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 double crochets, chain 1, skip the next double crochet, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 double crochets. And this is the bottom point of our heart where we've placed that chain 1 space. All right, let's do row 7. So we've chained 3, we're going to turn our work. We're going to double crochet in that first double crochet, and now we're going to double crochet in the next 1, 2, 3 double crochets. We're going to chain 1, we're going to skip the next one and double crochet in the next. Now we're going to double crochet in this chain 1 space, double crochet in the next double crochet, chain 1, skip 1 double crochet, and then double crochet in the next 3. There we go. and then 2 double crochets in that last stitch. 1 and 2. And chain 3. All right, so let's take a look at what we've done. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, chain 1, skip 1, 1, 2, 3, chain 1, skip 1, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that gives us 5, 10, 11, 12, 13 double crochets and 2 chain 1 spaces. All right, we're ready for row 8. So we've chained 3. We're going to turn our work. We're going to double crochet again in that first stitch because we want to continue to increase as we're making our heart. Okay, now we're going to double crochet in the next 2 stitches. 1 and 2. All right, we're going to chain 1, skip the next, and double crochet in the next. All right, so now what we're going to do is double crochet in our chain 1 space, double crochet in these next 3 double crochets. Sorry about the scratchy throat today. All right, now we're going to double crochet in that next chain 1 space, and then double crochet in the next double crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 double crochets. Now we're going to chain 1, skip the next, double crochet in the next 2, and then 2 double crochets in that last stitch. 1 and 2. All right, and now we'll chain 3. All right, so you can see how we're forming the bottom point of our heart. So we've got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 double crochets and 2 chain 1 spaces. Now we're ready for row 9. So we're chain 3, turn our work, double crochet in that first stitch, and then we're going to just stitch 1 double crochet in the next. We're going to chain 1, skip the next double crochet, and double crochet in that next stitch. Now we're going to double crochet across. So we're going to double crochet in the chain 1 space, double crochet, and each of these double crochets working across. All right, now we're going to double crochet in our chain 1 space, and then double crochet in the next. All right, so that gives us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 double crochets there in the center. We're going to chain 1, skip the next, double crochet in the next, and then 2 double crochets in that last stitch. 1 and 2. And chain 3. Okay. All right, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 double crochets and 2 chain 1 spaces for row 9. Now row 10 is exactly like row 9. So we chained 3, we're going to stitch 1 in the same stitch as our chain 3. The only difference is that we'll have 1 extra here and here where we increased. But we're going to be placing our chain 1 space in that same spot, only a row above, of course. So chain 1, skip 1, and double crochet in the next. And see, on row 9, we had 3 double crochets here. On row 10, we have 4. All right, and then we'll place a double crochet in each of those stitches across, until we reach that next chain one space. There we go. Alrighty, two more, 1 and 2. Then we'll chain one, skip one, and place 1 double crochet in the next 3. I should say 2, and then 2 in the end. 1 and 2. All right, we'll go ahead and chain 3, and we'll just take a look at it. So on row 9 we had 17, and so on row 10 we're going to have 19, because we have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 double crochets, because we increased at the beginning and end, and then we have our 2 chain 1 spaces. All right, let's do row 11. We've chained 3. We're going to increase by 1 by adding that double crochet in that first stitch, and then we're going to double crochet in the 1, 2, and 3 more stitches. We're going to chain 1, skip that chain 1 space, and double crochet in the next 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're actually going to do one more, 5. I looked at my notes wrong. Alrighty, so what we want is that this down here lines up with this one, because now we're starting to form those little bumps of our heart. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We chain 1, skipped 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to chain 1, skip 1. Then we'll stitch 5 more. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Chain 1, skip 1, and then 1, 2, 3, and 2 in the last is 4 and 5. All right, and we'll go ahead and chain 3. And so what we're doing here, as you can see, we're going to make it look like a heart, and so we need that point right there. So we have 5, 10, 15, 20 double crochets, and 3 chain 1 spaces. Alrighty, now this is our last row to finish off our heart. So we're going to place a double crochet again in that first stitch. And now we're going to stitch 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. All right, so we placed 1 in our chain 1 space and then 1 in the next. All right, now we're going to chain 1, skip 1, double crochet in the next, chain 1, skip 1, and double crochet in the next. So we have 2 chain 1 spaces next to each other. All right, now we're going to double crochet in the chain 1 space and then double crochet in the next. So we have 3 double crochets there. All right, now we're going to chain 1, skip 1, double crochet in the next, chain 1, skip 1, double crochet in the next. And you can see how that makes the humps or bumps of our heart. All right, so now we're going to double crochet in that chain 1 space and then double crochet back across there. And then again, we'll place 2 double crochets in that last stitch. One and 2, and chain 3. So you can really see that heart in the back of our headscarf now. And for row 12, you're going to have 21 double crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and 21 double crochets and 4 chain 1 spaces. Isn't that neat? All right, now for row 13, really simple. We're going to chain 3. We're going to place a double crochet in that first stitch, and now we're going to place a double crochet in each of the double crochets and chain 1 spaces all the way across our row. So 1 double crochet in each of the double crochets and in each chain 1 space. And so now we've made the heart on the back of our headscarf, and now we just need to finish it up. So again, 1 double crochet in each of our double crochets across and chain 1 spaces, and don't forget you need to increase at the beginning and end of this row. So you'll notice I have completed row 13. And on row 13 we have 27 double crochets. And then I repeated that for 2 more rows, increasing on the end of each row. So row 13 we had 27. Row 14, 29. And then row 15, 31. So we have 3 rows of double crochet, and we increased at the beginning and end of each row. So we repeated row 13 for 2 more rows and increased at the beginning and end of our row. All right, so we have those 3 solid rows of double crochet, and then I chained 3. We're going to increase by stitching a double crochet in the same stitch. But what we're going to do on this row is we're going to chain 1, skip 1, double crochet in the next. Chain 1, skip 1, double crochet in the next. Chain 1, skip 1, double crochet in the next. And we're going to do this all the way across this row. And this will tie in with what we did down here and also make it just a little bit springy. All right, so chain 1, skip 1, double crochet in the next double crochet, and repeat all the way across this row. So I repeated that all the way across. We're going to skip the next one, and we're going to place 2 double crochets in that last double crochet. All right, now we're going to be changing colors, so we're not going to chain 3 at the end of this row. All right, so now we're going to change colors. So I'm going to cut off the pink. There we go. Get pink away. And I'm going to do where I did white on this one. I'm going to do that in this dark sort of cranberry pink color. It's really pretty. All right, now we're not going to be increasing anymore also. So we're going to bring in our color 2. Give me a little more yarn there so I can weave that in. And we're going to only chain 1, okay? Now we're going to turn our work, and we're going to place a single crochet in each of the double crochets, and we're going to stitch a single crochet in each of the chain 1 spaces. So basically we're just doing a solid row of single crochets across, and we are not increasing anymore. Now, if you see this, remember the trim's not on it yet, and you feel like it's not wide enough, you could always add more rows down here before you add your open row. Okay? And if you're making this maybe for a smaller child, maybe the flower girl is a really tiny little girl, you could always do less rows in here to make it a little bit shorter. All right? But with it having ties, it makes it very adjustable. All right? So I'm going to work across, and we're stitching a single crochet in each of the double crochets and in each of the chain one spaces, and we are not increasing at the beginning and end of our row. So I single crocheted a even row across, stitching one in each double crochet and one in each chain one space. Then I chained one. We're going to turn our work, and all we're going to do is just place a single crochet in each of those single crochets across. And this just gives us a nice pop of color. If you're not wanting to change colors there, you don't have to. Like I said, you can change colors as often as you want or not at all. Make it all one color. Totally up to you. All right, so I'm just going to single crochet in each of my single crochets across. I have single crocheted in each of my single crochets across, and so again I'm going to cut my yarn, and I'm going to bring in my third color, which is the pretty lavender that I used on this one. And I'm going to do the trim and the ties with this pretty lavender. All right, so we're going to join in our lavender, or our color 3. And yes, we have a few colors to weave in, but that's not too bad. All right, we're going to chain 1. And now what we're going to do is we're going to turn and work down the side of our headscarf. And we're going to evenly single crochets. Now, when you're working on the side of a project that doesn't have a place to put your stitches, I always try to tell you to put them in the sides of the stitches and not the big gaping holes. And there isn't a set number of stitches that you need. You just need to make sure that it looks pretty, that your stitches aren't too close together and aren't too far apart. It's called eyeballing it. That's what I call it anyway. I don't know if that's an official term. All right, and so we're just going to work down the side, evenly single crocheting with our color 3, or not if you want to keep it the same color. Like I said, the colors are totally up to you. All right, and so I'm working in the sides of the stitches, trying to evenly single crochet all the way down to the point. So I've single crocheted all the way down the side. I'm at the point, and in this bottom point I'm going to single crochet, chain 1, there we go, and single crochet in that point, and then we'll evenly single crochet up the other side. And by doing that single crochet, chain 1, single crochet, it gives us a nice point at the bottom of our scarf, our headscarf. All right. All right, so now I'm just going to work all the way back up. So we evenly single crochet to the point. We did a single crochet, chain 1, single crochet in that point, and then we single crocheted all the way back up. Now we're going to make our first tie. And so we're going to chain 43 chains. I have chained 43 chains. We're going to place a double crochet in the second chain from the hook. And then we'll go right in that same chain and slip stitch. And then we'll slip stitch all the way back down the chain till we reach the head scarf. And by putting that double crochet down there, it gives us just a little bit of a bump so that we can have something on the end of that, okay? And so now I'm just going to slip stitch all the way back to the head scarf. So I've slip stitched all the way back up my chain, and I'm back up to the top of my headband. And so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to single crochet in each of those single crochets all the way across. And then when I get to the other side, we'll make the other tie. And again, if you made it bigger or smaller, you can adjust those ties as you want to. You might want them longer so you can make a big bow, or you might just want to make a little knot so you make your straps or your ties shorter. Totally up to you and what you prefer. All right, so I'm just going to stitch a single crochet in each of my single crochets all the way across. So we have our one tie made. I single crocheted all the way across the top, and now I'm going to make the other tie exactly the same and stitch it up exactly the same, and our headscarf will be all ready. All right, I've completed that second tie. I'm going to join to that first single crochet and tie off. Now, I have a few ends to weave in, and I'm going to grab that loop so I can pull that to the back so it looks nice in the front. Just got to grab the right tie there. There we go. Alrighty, so here's my headscarf. I do have some ends to weave in. I've already done this one down here, but I do have a few here. So I have completed it. I've tidied it up, weaved in my ends. It looks nice and neat. But what I wanted to show you is that you'll notice that the one we made today is one row shorter up here. And I wanted to show you this because it gives a little bit more length. And how you can adjust the length is with these rows here. Say you're making this for a flower girl or someone with a much smaller head. You can do 1 row, 2 row, 3 row, or 4 rows and adjust the depth of your headscarf. All right? You can also adjust the ties. If you don't want it to have a nice big bow at the back, you just want to make a knot, make less chains on your ties. So it's a very versatile headscarf and will work for any size head.